Hey, what's up guys? Blade Master here with another Total War Warhammer 2 online battle. Thanks for the great feedback on my recent couple of postings. I like playing, I like recording, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the videos. The battle today is going to be Lizardmen versus the Empire. I'm playing as the Lizardmen, choosing a slightly different build from what I usually bring, and I'm going to try and go over that as quickly as possible. We're playing, by the way, on the Central Chaos Wastes map, a really interesting map because you have forests on both sides. You have a hill that my opponent has very wisely taken, and against the Lizardmen, you probably just want to just occupy the hill and take advantage of the hill, the upslope and the downslope that you have, because there's no real missile threat from the Lizardmen. But as an aggressor, as someone with fewer missiles, you have a choice. Either you can take one of these two forests, or you can just charge up ahead. But if you take one of these forests, you'd probably be fighting at a more steep uphill. And if you just go straight ahead, you probably have a much better, more even battle for your mainline troops. So pretty interesting map, and the Lizardman army that I have brought. Let's take a look at that. I've got 3 skink cohorts up in front, which are going to be missile fodder units and units to chase after any missile cav. I've got a Saurus veteran on a Carnosaur. I've got Lord Mazdamundi with Apotheosis, Net of Amantok, Curse of the Midnight Wind, Harmonic Convergence, and Arcane Unforgiving. And of course his 2 bound spells as well. I've got a healing Bastillodon with the Revivification Crystal. God, that is so hard to pronounce. I've got a Saurus Warrior and a Cold One Rider on my right, a Saurus Warrior and a Cold One Rider on my left, and on the extreme flanks I've got a Cold One Rider backed by a Saurus Spear each. My opponent, or you know what, before we go into my opponent's army, let's talk a little bit about what my thought process behind this army. The thought process behind the army: 3 skink cohorts to, like I said, missile fodder or chase after annoying units that have skirmish mode. Saurus veteran on a Carnosaur to take care of any high value targets, any large cavalry units, basically try and Lord Snipe. The Bastillodon with the Revivification Crystal. These guys are, it's the first time I'm taking these guys, and since they can, pop in a lot of healing abilities and they can resurrect dead combatants, I can use them to help out in the main infantry engagement or help out with, any emergency Lord healing that I need, because I've only got 2 Saurus Warriors, and they're not going to be good enough against a mainline of, Great Swords or something like that. Lord Mazdamundi, because I think it's a no-brainer. He's a really good Lord. I don't want to bring Krokgar because then I'd need to bring a skink priest and then spend the extra money for the magic that is required, and he's got the 2 bound spells, which are great. The cavalry contingent is pretty heavy. Usually I just bring 2 cavalry units because it's pretty hard to micro in this game, at least for me. But this time I've been playing a little bit with the Lizardmen, and I realized that I keep losing when I don't bring enough cavalry, and you don't have any missiles with the Lizardmen, so you want to bring extra mobility to try and shut down the enemy missile units. So I'd bring these 2 Cold One Spear Riders to take care of any enemy cavalry, and then I'd use the Cold One Riders to either rear charge the enemy infantry or try and take care of the enemy siege units or the enemy missiles. Biggest weakness in this army is obviously the lack of any missile resistance, apart from the 3 skink cohorts. The Saurus Warriors and the Saurus Spears do not have any shields. So even if they have shields, they only block like 30% or something like that. They have the bronze shields, which is not great, but they have 0 shields completely, which is going to be a huge problem because my enemy has got a lot of missiles. So it's going to be interesting to see how I try and pull this off. He's got Silver Bullets on his left, a Sterling's Revenge Free Company Militia on his right. Sterling's Revenge actually have armor-piercing missiles, which is very interesting because the usual Free Company Militia don't have armor-piercing missiles, so that's a great little Regiments of Renown unit. It's got 3 Outriders with armor-piercing missiles, again, great. And it looks like he's got such a heavy armor-piercing sort of contingent here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 5 Halberdiers. No, it's total 6 Halberdiers. 4 in the main line, 1 to protect against cavalry, a Spearman with shields on his right, Grey Wizard with Malkoth's Mystifying Miasma, and what else does he have? It's going to take a while. let's see, the Penumbral Pendulum, Enfeebling Foe, and Malkoth's Mystifying Miasma. The Penumbral Pendulum is going to be an interesting. I love those area of effect spells that just go in a certain direction. I love the non-randomness of it. He has a Hammer of the Witches, Regiments of Renown unit that's just been firing on my healing Bastiladon until now, and it's been doing a shit ton of damage. He's also got an Empire Captain that's on a horse, which it's a strange pick. I'm not really sure what he's going to do here. General of the Empire on a Pegasus, and another Spearman with shields and a Halberdiers to take care of to just help support the pretty expensive Great Cannon unit that he has. So starting off in the battle, I've got my Skink cohort chasing after the Outriders, and I'm doing a pretty big mistake here. I'm charging my Skink cohort into his Halberdiers, even though they're not doing anything. I don't really know why I just sent them here. I need to really think about or refine the... as I pop in a pretty effective banishment here, killing off a shit ton of the Sterling's Revenge with Mazdamundi. So I really need to think about the speed differential between the Skinks and the Saurus Warriors. These guys only have 31 speed, while these guys have 46 speed. Of course, it makes the Skinks very effective in chasing after the Outriders, and I think this is a pretty crucial little engagement that that happens here. The Outriders are forced to go back to retreat to their main line instead of charging in here, and it gives me much more time to just move the entirety of my troops to the right hand side. So if I didn't chase after these guys with my Skink cohorts, they could have just popped in back and then shot at my Cold One Riders and Cold One Spear Riders or my Saurus Spears. So the Skink cohorts here dying, which is not great, and it's a really stupid move by me. Meanwhile, the Saurus Car Veteran is being shot at by one of the handgunners by the silver bullets. I think my Bastiladon, yeah, he's here with little over half health. And now I'm going to send my Saurus Warriors here. The Halberdiers, not a good job here. They're chasing after my Skink cohort and overextend. And I'm going to use my Saurus Warriors to engage them on the flanks. Meanwhile, I'm readying up my Cold One Spear Rider, but he's got a lot of his Outriders here, backed by Spearmen with shields, which is a great move. I'm going to try and get at his silver bullets, but these guys are obstructed, so they're not doing anything anyways. My Cold One Rider is hitting the Empire Captain, while the Halberdiers is not in a good position here. Against the Saurus Warriors, they're not going to do very well. I should have actually used my Cold One Riders to hit the Halberdiers from the rear. The Cold One Spear Riders getting hit by Malkoth's Mystifying Miasma, while my Saurus Spears hit the the Spearmen with shields from the front, while my Cold One Riders hit them from the back, sandwiching them, and that should lower their morale very quickly. Same thing going on with the Halberdiers here. They're getting hit from all sides by the large amount of cavalry that I have. Skink cohort again sent them back into the Halberdiers, which is a very stupid move, just netting them a lot of free kills, while my Saurus Car Veteran chases after the Outriders and now goes after the Sterling's Revenge, which has been pretty significantly depleted already by Mazdamundi, and going to try and make sure that the Hammer of the Witches doesn't fire anymore, because they've already taken out my healing Bastiladon and it's not done shit this entire battle. Meanwhile, my Saurus Warriors facing up against the General of the Empire, silver bullets. Oh my god, Mazdamundi killing off his own troops. That is fucking... oh my god, that is terrible. I popped in Ruination of Cities here, assuming it would hit one of these Halberdiers, one of these guys. I mean, that would have been perfect, but it just went in a, it went completely the opposite way that I wanted it to go. So the depleted Spear Rider is going to chase after the Outriders, but very smart move by my opponent using Malkoth's Mystifying Miasma, reducing their speed, allowing his Outriders the extra time that they need to run away. Take care of the Sterling's Revenge here, but the Hammer of the Witches is back online. He brings in a lot of his spear contingent here, so I'm going to send my Saurus Car Veteran to attack the Halberdiers from the rear, while my Saurus Warriors are doing a good job cleaving through them, and my Saurus Spears as well. This is going to be an interesting engagement. I don't know who's going to win that, but it's just going to take forever for either one to lose. But with the Cold One Spear Riders attacking them from the rear, and the Saurus Warrior winning out in that engagement, and with the Curse of the Midnight Wind popped in by Mazdamundi, this mainline battle is definitely going to go in my favor. Multiple rear charges from my Cold One Spear Rider is going to do an excellent job against these Halberdiers. The Sterling's Revenge is back, and the Hammer of the Witches is back online. The Saurus Scar Veteran, I think, is taking a bit of damage here. He's back. I pop in Apotheosis, getting... I don't think I pop in Apotheosis, actually. I put in... Yeah, I do pop in Apotheosis now. Because he's taking damage from the Hammer of the Witches. My Cold One Riders is getting into some pretty dangerous positions. So you can see the excess maneuverability that I have is really playing into my favor. This depleted Cold One Spear Rider is chasing after a full strength Outrider, and the fact that they don't have 360 no scope abilities is going to be very crucial, because they're just going to be running away from them and they're not going to do anything in this battle. And they're a full strength missile unit, mounted missile unit, against an army that has 0 missile resistance. So that one depleted Cold One Spear Rider or Cold One Rider is doing an excellent job. This Outrider here, I'm not microing my Saurus Scar Veteran very well. The Outrider is getting free shots against them. I'm going to try and chase after these guys. He has 75 speed against 84 speed, so they'll obviously be able to win against him. But at least he's going to not get sandwiched by a hail of bullets. Meanwhile, the main engagement has gone in my favor, to be expected. The Saurus Warrior has done a good job. They're pretty depleted now, but they've taken care of all of the Halberdiers. The Cold One Spear Rider got into the missile line, depleting his handgunners, but he's got so much backup here with the Halberdiers and the Spearmen and the General that it's going to be a pretty big waste. I think Mazdamundi is coming in for what should be a pretty good spell, but I don't think I pop it off at the end of the day. The Skink Cohort makes an excellent... oh, there we go. Ruination Cities popped in. Hits the Hammer of the Witches. Does a decent bit of damage against the Spearmen with shields. And that Skink Cohort did its job really well in just being a missile fodder or cannon fodder or spell fodder. while Mazdamundi comes in and drops in that Ruination Cities. Saurus Warriors depleted here, but going to attack the Spearmen with shields and the Halberdiers. This engagement is as well going to go in my favor. Let's take a look at the rest of the battlefield. There's little pockets of engagements here. The Saurus Spear is going to do decently, I think, but with the Empire Captain here, I don't think they'll do very well. He's already managed to rout one of the Saurus Warriors. Meanwhile, the Hammer of the Witch is destroying my Saurus Scar Veteran. But most importantly, Mazdamundi, the third high value target, has not been attacked by the Hammer of the Witches, which I think is not. Meanwhile, Benny Hill theme, cue the Benny Hill theme. The Saurus, the Cold One Spear Rider has just been chasing after this one full strength Outrider the entire game. The Cold One Rider here hitting the General of the Empire. He's not going to do very well because he doesn't have any anti-large capabilities. And Mazdamundi has been completely left alone by the missile components of my troops, and he's going to pay for that. The Hammer, the Banishment goes off, destroying the Hammer of the Witches. I wish it went up in front so it could hit some of the Halberdiers and the Spearmen, but that engagement is going to go in my favor anyways. Mazdamundi is going to chase and hit some of these really weak troops. He's getting shot at by the Outriders, which isn't good. But there's a lot of units that's being depleted by a lot of my opponent's units are being depleted at the same time. I have a full strength Cold One Riders here, basically full strength, and that maneuverability is going to be very useful for me. And what else is going to be very useful is this Arcane Unforgiving that I popped in as the General of the Empire comes in to charge against Mazdamundi. But look at the damage that he's taken. He's at very low health at this point, and the Arcane Unforgiving is still going on. He's just taken a ton of damage. Look at the amount of damage that he's taken. And even Mazdamundi with his shitty melee stats is going to be, he's going to take care of him. He's taking a lot of damage from that charge from the General of the Empire, but the General is out of the game. He's broken now. He's going to be shattered soon. He's got only 340 HP. The Outrider is now going to charge against my Skink Cohort. They're going to take the charge. And going to be bogged down while the Saurus Spears get a few licks against them. There we go. Yeah, they are just about dead. No, they didn't. They run away. They're very fast. The General is dead, though, and he has a ton of missile capability now. He has got this one Outrider, which is going to be enough, honestly, to kill off a lot of my Cold One Riders. And then, my Saurus Spears and Saurus Warriors have no missile protection. And he still has this Hammer of the Witches, but I have with Mazdamundi and Apotheosis, it's going to be really tough for him to snipe my General, and that's really the only way that he's going to be able to win this now. The Empire Captain did 31 kills, but all in all, not the best, not the best use. Oh, I thought he was. I thought the Empire captain was mounted, which is why I let him charge against my Saur Spears. But the Saur Spears are probably going to die now. See, he's got the other Outrider unit, but the other Outrider unit has no ammunition left. Does he have that last Outrider? No, the Cold One Spear Rider now winded. They're still depleted, but he basically has that one Outrider unit, and that's pretty much it. They're going to be trying fighting up against Mazdamundi, but I have a lot of Winds of Magic now. I'm going to just keep popping Apotheosis and run Mazdamundi away. Think I'm going to be popping Apotheosis? No. I just get in some more magic reserve. This one Saur Spear fighting up against Halberds and Hammer the Witch is going to be able to win in that engagement. And this one Cold One Rider is going to be enough to take care of the Empire Captain. So the extra maneuverability and the extra cavalry that I bought, I think was certainly a good idea. And I think that's one that I'm going to be keeping for the remainder of my Saurus Lizardmen builds. Pop in Apotheosis, get some HP, much needed HP on Mazdamundi. There's no chance he's going to be sniping my general now. And that's pretty much it. So I think the 4 cavalry units that I brought was a great idea. Definitely a very effective one. Some of them didn't really do much. This one Cold One Rider didn't do much. The other Cold One Spear Rider didn't do much. Actually, this one Cold One Spear Rider might have just decided the game for me. Because they're the one that just chased after this Outrider through the entire map. So that's a lot of... so I think that pretty much went according to plan, knowingly or unknowingly. The one Skink cohort did really well in chasing after the Outriders. The one Cold One Spear Rider did the same thing and did amazing, even though they didn't get many kills. They might have just... These 2 units might have just decided the battle for me, because he used his Great Cannon really effectively in killing off my Healing Bastiladon and then killing off my Saurus Scar Veteran. So those are 2 very important units for me that he managed to snipe. But without the Outriders there to protect them, or there to help them out, the Sterling's Revenge and the Silver Bullets really weren't able to do much at all. And that allowed my non-shielded Saurus units to actually make the most of the battle. These guys could have easily, you could have seen like 0, 1, 3 and 5 for all of these guys if the Outriders were left alone, because they would have just shot them from behind. The Sterling's Revenge and the Silver Bullets would have just shot them from in front, and these guys wouldn't have done anything against the Halberdiers. But because of running them away, and because there are extra cavalry units that I had, I think I was able to win this match because of that. Despite not microing my Bastiladon very well, actually there wasn't really much that I could have done with the Bastiladon. The Saurus Scar Veteran could have done a lot more, and obviously did not. I think this was a strange pick for my opponent. I don't really know why he brought a lot of Halberdiers, because the Lizardmen don't really have a lot of armor. Maybe he was expecting a lot of monsters or something like that. But apart from that, the Saurus Warriors and Saurus Spears don't really have much in the way of armor. He could have brought some Greatswords instead. Maybe kept a couple of Halberdiers, or honestly, I think he would have just used the extra money to bring in a better general. Maybe bring in, I don't know, a witch hunter to help snipe the enemy general. Because you can see Mazdamundi was pretty much left unaffected for most of the battle, and that really helped me. Got 2 Ruination of Cities. One wasn't effective, but the other one was. Banishments were quite effective. And then I used Apotheosis on my general and on the Saurus Scar Veteran to help them live longer. So I think that would have been critical. Maybe if you brought a Witch Hunter, it would have been much better for him. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this battle. Very close one, and a very enjoyable one where both of us made a lot of mistakes, but still something that I think would be a pretty good watch. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more. Bye.